of these and other things that are simply lighting up the tech world right now. We're joined by Kareem Nassar. He is the co-founder and Chief Technology Officer of EZDubs, an AI dubbing technology platform. Welcome to the program. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me, Sean.
Let's kind of recap some of the earnings, because it was a big week and it really had a big impact on the market, despite that other news that came in and really drove the market down 700 points one day. What about Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet? Is this what everybody was expecting?
Yeah, it's actually very interesting. The story is really, AI is really taking a big part of these earnings reports. And each of these companies have various strategies. They're all competing in this space with some various combinations of different business models and different products that they're integrating AI into. You have Google that's integrating AI into their search and giving a little bit more clarity about how they're going to monetize AI with some of their advertising. You have Microsoft that integrated it into some of their Office suite products, as well as GitHub, which is really popular with software developers. And then you have Meta that's also now competing and has a public offering of an AI chatbot that you could use. And they're now actually publishing some of these models in open source fashion. But they got dinged for increasing spend, or at least not giving enough of a warning that they're going to increase AI spend. And with all of these technologies, AI is very expensive to train and run.
Indeed. Let's pick up on it, because Meta stock its stock price did fall after releasing the quarterly earnings. So why are investors not happy with the spending on AI and the metaverse, if indeed, as you say, and virtually everyone says, this is the future? So what are investors concerned about? Was it just not warning them? Are they concerned about the way the money is being spent? Or are they concerned about bigger issues about how we will control, legislate, and move forward with some kind of regulations in the future?
Yeah, I think it's more about the predictability. I think with a lot of these AI models, there's like various step functions in terms of capabilities. We need more data to train these models. We need larger compute clusters in order to train some of these models. And Meta seems to be taking a big bet on open sourcing these models. So maybe there's not a clear mapping of improving these AI models to actually future revenue, which when we're looking at Wall Street, it's kind of like a different way of evaluating companies. Maybe the long-term view of it is not necessarily baked into the quarterly prices.
Kareem, kind of expand and contrast, if you will, a bit about where Microsoft and Alphabet stand with their respective AI products compared with Meta.
Yeah, for sure. So they've all taken various approaches. Google started off, actually, all three companies have very robust AI research teams and have been very active in the public domain, publishing papers, publishing their research. But they all have various approaches that affect the way that they integrate it into their products. So in the case of Google, the place where the research for the initial AI large language models, the transformer, the attention mechanisms that are used in some of these models were invented. You have a very different approach with DeepMind now taking over as the head of the DeepMind CEO taking over as the head of all of Google AI. You have a different approach that's going to essentially, they're focused on large context windows. So you can now pass like very large documents into the chat, for example, and get information from that. So they're focused on very large documents, for example. In the case of Microsoft, they're heavily partnered with OpenAI. So you have them integrating it as quickly as possible into their productivity suite,
Sure.
so that you can, in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, etc., you can invoke ChatGPT. And they're also hedging their bets with some of their own in-house efforts to build AI models.
Kareem, the questions I've been asking you aren't the kind you can answer in 15 seconds, but I'm going to try to ask you to answer this one as tightly as you can. What else should we be watching next week? Because Amazon is going to have its earnings out.
Let's wait to see what they say about AI. They're working on various chips optimizations. They have a lot of AI offerings in their AWS suite. They've gotten into a partnership with Anthropic, and yeah, let's wait to see what they also say about AI.